Hello, welcome to Yorkshireman Models. Today we've got a Gaahleri airbrush that's been sent to me, and it is the Ace series GHAC Swallowtail and Studio. That looks like G as well at the end. Now I've had a quick look online. You can see I've not opened this box, so I've no idea really, but I've had a look online and it looks like it's one of them where it's the trigger action where you pull it like that, which I've never had an airbrush like that, so I'll be really interested to see what they are like. But first off, we'll open the box up and we'll get into it. Yeah, eventually. Looks like we've got a box in a box, which is not unusual, is it? So, get rid of that. It's just a plain brown cardboard box. And we've got a bit of protective bubble wrap. And now we've got the actual airbrush itself. So, Swallowtail Collaborative Edition Airbrush Set. Gaahleri Studio G. Ace series. A 0.28mm, a 0.5 and a 0.7mm airbrush. And we've got a bit of a picture on back showing it, which is, it is the trigger one, like I say, where you pull it. I don't know if they're going to be better. They might be better for people. I mean, it's like me, I'm getting older, so me hands are not as great as they used to be. So you don't know, it might be better. It's worth a try, that's for sure. But we've got on the back showing you, it says it's got like a purpley darker area, and it's showing you extreme detail into it a bit, fine, full, medium, full, wide, about 2/3 through with that one. A bit of bump about it, just explaining what you're getting, your cups, your needles, all of that, and obviously where it's made and everything like that. So first off, how do we get into this? We have got, oh, there we go. Oh, it's got magnets there. Hey, that's handy. Look at that. Hey, that's a cracking box, that. Really nice box. This isn't one you'd throw away. Seems we've got instructions in a bit of a leaflet thing here. I'll just undo it, see if there's out in it, you never know. Might have some instructions. And, yeah, dear customer, hopefully I have satisfaction, everything. It's quite nice. Read of that another day or another time. We've got explaining how to do it with you setting it up like so, and a little bit about cleaning and stuff like that by the looks. On the actual box lid on the inside is a full breakdown of all the parts, so if you ever need anything or you take it apart and you forget how it went back together, trust me, I've done that, then you've got this diagram showing you exactly how it all fits together. So we've got a sponge cover, and then we get to the airbrush itself. We've got some spare O-rings, rubbers, stuff like that there. We'll get the airbrush out itself first, when I can get into it. That's it. Yeah, I tell you what, it does feel good though. Got a big protective cover over end. It looks like it's a heck of a lot bigger caps and thingy what you normally get. I'll just show you as a quick example. It's very big compared to other, but it's alright. Yeah, trigger feels absolutely lovely. Nice weight, probably not too much. Then again, I've not used it for a long period. Yeah, feels good. So we've got some cups. An absolutely massive cup there. Chances I'm using that for any kind of painting, unless I was doing something gigantic, is pretty slim. Put that one back in, and then we've got this cup, which is the one that I would always be using, because there's no way would I be using that one. That was too much paint. We've got that one there, basic cup, nice polished. That we'll put that on now. We'll see what she feels like with the actual cup on her. see if it feels any. Bit more front heavier, probably better actually. Feels like you're wanting to aim down rather than it feeling like it wants to drop back. Yeah. And we've got one tube of, I'll just get it that way, of lube, airbrush lube. I don't use much of this. When I do a proper clean out of my airbrush where I really get it all stripped down and that's when I'll put a little bit of that in, and it is only a little bit you need, but it is handy to have it. It's really handy. Most places you don't get any, most places should I say, most airbrush kits you don't get any actual airbrush lube. We've got 0.7 there, and I'm presuming that's the 0.7 cap there to go with the actual needle, well the thing there. Put that back in there so I don't lose it. We've got the 0.5 there, and we've got it looks like, I'm just going to double check just to make sure, but it looks like 0.7 there, yeah. And we've got the 0.5 in there, you can see it actually, 0.5 and the actual, that was it. I don't think there's anything else underneath. That doesn't really want to come out. I'll end up wrecking it, to be honest, I think. So, here's the airbrush. Already set up with a quick release on it. Let's tighten that one up there. That weren't as tight as you'd have thought. Put these out of the way. Probably end up losing them. I'll get me cord, put that on, and there you go, she's ready to use. All we've got to do now, get some paint. I'll do it some paper, I'll probably get some plastic spoons to see how she sprays on them, and we'll have a look now, we'll see how she does for spraying and that. But up to now, feels absolutely sweet. Doesn't have a pressure fit underneath where you can regulate it like they do. But then again, you've probably got a little bit, I'm hoping you've got a bit more control with the trigger there. You've got your usual, you can tighten it there for how much you'll pull it back. If you see there, look, won't go back, goes back steadily like that. That's how I find these are really handy when you get it like that. I mean, I have got airbrushes that don't have any front bit or any back bit. And this airbrush cost a fortune, I'll be honest with you. I'll let you know how much this cost at end because I haven't even looked yet at the cost of it. But yeah, looks like feels a good airbrush. Got to see how she performs now in the real world. I will say one thing, I've got an airbrush holder at the side of my desk. Can't see it at the moment, but it's all screwed down and everything. This airbrush holder will not accept this, so you're probably gonna, if you're gonna get one of these, you're probably gonna have to get a different airbrush holder. I'll have to see how much they are online myself if I end up using this regular. You never know. But yeah, feels good. Let's get the paint set up and airbrush, the compressor running. Right, we've got Tamiya XF1 flat black. 1 second, and we've got the 400 leveling thinners. I've put it already in the actual airbrush, and it's about 70-30 the mix I've done. It's not 100% like that, it's just what it looked like when I did it. So first off, we'll have a go, but we'll spray a wider, as if you were pattern, as if you're spraying down loads of primer, that kind of stuff. We'll just see how she does with that. Yeah, that looks alright, that. We've got some overspray you can see, but I am holding the actual gun a bit of a distance from it, so it's allowing that more if you ask me. But other than that, seems to be spraying it down very nice indeed. Yeah, it's not too bad. Right, we'll do with the cap on first, just so we can see how she does closest up with the cap as the protector. To be honest with you, that's not too bad at all. See how close I can get right up with it. Oh yeah, that's not bad. That's brilliant, that, to be honest. Got a bit of overspray still. I'll take the cap off now, because usually you can get a bit closer and a little bit more control with cap off, because you can see it a little bit better exactly where it's coming out. And we'll try now. That's pretty good, that. I'll be honest with you. That's not bad at all. There is a little bit of overspray, I won't deny it. Now, don't get me wrong, that it might be better if it was a 0.2 needle in it, or probably if which I'll do at some point anyway, just to try it, but take the needle out and then use some polish just to rub the needle end down and just make it a little bit smoother, a little bit nicer. The Tamiya, I've got some Tamiya's polish. There's an ultra fine one and a normal, and I use them and I find it fantastic for making the needles a hell of a lot better than what they are. But I'll just bring this up closer so you can see a bit of look, the overspray. Focusing better, you damn thing. But anyway, yeah, you can see that little bit of overspray. It's not a lot, don't get me wrong, it's not like it's flooding out everywhere, but there is a little bit of overspray on it. So what we'll try now is we'll try dots, like as if you're doing German or any other camo patterns. There's loads of them who did dots, but dots, just to see. Very nice, actually, very nice, that. So I'm going to screw it up because that's it, now it's coming out, and we'll do a little tiny pull back. No, just do that until you get a tiny bit come out. Just make sure I ain't got dry tip on it. Be careful doing that, you can easily stab your fingers. You shouldn't really do it, to be honest. You should have a bit of cloth or something, but I've done it a million times and I've stabbed my fingers a million times, it feels like, as well. So a bit more. Hang on, are we out of paint? Oh no, no. Don't think I'm pulling back enough, to be honest. That's better. So I've cut it right down now, so we can now, as if the model were there, not bad at all, that. You can see there, that's really small dots, especially for a 0.3. You've got to remember that. It's not a 0.2, it's a 0.3. Yes, there's overspray, got to try and work on that to try to stop that. But as a gun, wow, feels absolutely beautiful in hand. Really does. And in fact, and I'm not being pulling down to the other ones, the other airbrushes like these, but I think I've got more control with this, in all honesty. I really do. I feel like I could do anything with it. It's just great, it really is. It's really nice to use. So I'll get a couple of my plastic spoons out now so we can spray on them. See how it sprays onto plastic, just to see. But I'll be honest with you, at the minute, really impressed with this. I am. It's an absolutely beautiful airbrush. So I'll get my spoons out, get everything set up, we'll have a bashy on them. A couple of plastic spoons, nothing on them. I've just come straight out of the bag like that. So first off, we'll try it big, so we're doing the overall spray of it to see how it sprays onto something that's plastic. Because sometimes what you'll get is when you're spraying on plastic, you'll get it to push the paint more. With paper, spray on paper, suddenly absorbs the paint instantly. With plastic don't. It allows you, if you ever do it, to push the paint about. But anyway, we'll show you. I think I've still got it set. Sorry about that. Yeah, that's better. This is with cap off. I'm doing it all with cap off now. I normally do most of my painting with cap off unless I know I'm alright. It's a little bit, I wouldn't say awkward to get used to, but when you're aiming it, you can't get, I don't know whether it's quite in as, can you see? So you've got the trig, all of this is already hitting. Is it a problem? No, I don't think it is. I think it's absolutely fine, but I'm just explaining to you that it feels like you're angling a little bit different to get into certain areas. Just blast over with this. We'll put it down on that. Now, these are acrylic paints, but they're not acrylic paints, if you know what I mean, Tammy are. They're not really. They do say they're acrylic, but hey. But yeah, that's settling down and it's drying off very nice. I'll show you in a minute once it's dried. So I'm going to do this on here, and I'm going to do half of it as if we've gotten the German dot camo, and the other half I'm going to do lines to see how it does with that. So, German dot camo. I wouldn't be holding my kit when I'm doing this. I always have it sat so I couldn't do it. Otherwise, I mean, it's bad enough doing it with both hands at times for me, never mind about just one. So, I haven't turned it down. That ain't going to sit there like that, is she? Get a bit of blue tack. Got the dots, the little dots at the minute. You can see there's a bit of overspray, which we've already seen from when we've done it on the actual paper earlier. Just press that on there a bit more to get it to stick again, otherwise it's going to be off. Classic, blue tack, comes in for everything. Right, let me just move it back more to the centre, that's it. Right, I'm going to do the bigger one as if it's like a blurred blob like you sometimes get on German camos. So, yeah, might have overdone it a bit on first, but the rest seem to be drying up nicely. That's pretty good indeed. Right, I'm going to do lines now, squiggly lines, stuff like that, because you get that a lot on camos, German ones, and Italian and all of them. In fact, there's some beautiful Italian aircraft camos with wiggly lines, as you call it. But I think with more practice I'd get that better, because it is the first time I've used this gun, but it's not bad. It's not the greatest, I'll say that, for doing that there like that, but I do think there's more potential in this airbrush than me doing that like that. But yeah, last couple on it. But yeah, it's really, detail wise, I do wish there were a 0.2, but there's not. But then again, you could probably get a 0.2 needle and try it. I could probably do that at some point. I've got enough Gaahleri airbrushes. I'm sure I've got a 0.2 needle. I could try it and see if it sprays even finer and better. But I'd have to see and find one and try it first. But yeah, that seems to be working absolutely brilliant. And look at that. Sprayed on that. Now it's dried. That is absolutely fantastic. Bit crap off my finger, that, sorry about that. But yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, good airbrush, all round. Right, pack this away, get my box back on here, and then I'll find out how much it costs, and we'll talk about whether we think, in conclusion, it's a good airbrush. Is it worth the money for it? Because I'm talking here and saying, great airbrushes. But the big difference if it's 350 quid. You know what I mean? You've got to compare it, value for what you're getting. Well, I've cleaned her up, and she cleans up exactly the same as if you were cleaning up any airbrush. In all honesty, I've got to give it its dues. It's a fantastic airbrush. I mean, the grip of it is brilliant. It's amazed me. Look at this. I've cleaned it up. Look. Paint all over me. Right. It's a fantastic airbrush. Really, really is. You look at it and you think it's quite big. It is. But once you get it in your hand, the control, and I can see why they call them pistol grips, and it's like they're good, because it is really easy to control. Especially for me, now I'm getting a bit older. You can put one hand and hold it, and like I say, you've got absolutely fantastic control compared to a normal airbrush. I will say one thing: if you're getting on a bit and you're starting to struggle with airbrushing, really, really, really try one of these. It's worth a go, because that action, it's all straining like that all the time. You're going slightly against what you want when you're doing a normal airbrush. Where with this, it's just that you're only using really them two joints, because the rest of it is saying that you're moving your knuckle and them joints. And if you struggle, like I say, with airbrushing, probably due to arthritis, stuff like that, it's worth having a go with one of these. If you're thinking to yourself, will it help me? It probably will, in all honesty. So we'll get on to price. Right, price. It's a bit weird this, because there's a couple of different versions of this. There's a Barbados Rex version. There's this version. They both look exactly the same. This is Studio G, it says there. The other just says Barbados Rex. Barbados Rex one has a blue cap there, with what's covering with your old. This has got red. I will say, by the way, Barbados Rex, his videos for airbrushing and stuff like that, look him up on YouTube. Is brilliant. He really, really is good at showing you airbrushes, painting, the lot. He's really good at it. They both look same. UK Barbados Rex one off of Amazon, it's about 130 quid, 135 quid at the moment, depends on when you get it. Where if you go to Gaahleri themselves, I've got it on here, and it's got, this is the Gaahleri website, there's the airbrush with the Studio G version, Gaahleri Studio G. It's $120. Well, obviously you're going to break down the pounds and dollars to whatever it comes out at, but this is the main one where I wanted to show you this, because there's upgrade packs. You can get different ends, nozzles, different stuff like this. But where is she? There's a crack in it. There you go. Fantail cap. Fantail caps are absolutely brilliant. Stop you damaging needle, allow you to clean it off. They're really, really good, honestly. $20. If you're buying one and you're going to go and get it from here, I'd advise sticking one of them on. You really will be grateful for doing that. There's some other upgrades like an holder for it, but I don't think it's the kind of holder you use when you're using the airbrush. It looks like a kind of holder you use to display the airbrush. But yeah, there's lots and lots of different stuff. You can see there, look. There's loads on Gaahleri. If you just wanted to look at a good website that sells airbrush, have a go on, just look at Gaahleri. There is every mate you can imagine. 135 quid, so $120, whatever. Is it a value? Yeah, I'd say yeah, it's a good value. Would I say it's something you should go out and get if you've already got these kind of airbrushes? It's probably worth it for if you're wanting to have easier use of an airbrush, like I've just stated there, the pistol grip for if you're getting arthritis or you're getting on and you're finding it harder to hold an airbrush. Because in all honesty, holding an airbrush like that, where you're doing that, that's a lot of pressure you're putting on the knuckle. It's going the wrong way, your joints in a way, so it's a lot of pressure. So if you're finding that, have a go. The other one is, I actually gave it to my wife to hold. I said to her, which do you think's the nicest to hold? She says, I don't even like holding that. She says that, she says, yeah, it feels spot on in your hand. And that's somebody who don't airbrush, don't do all like that. She don't do modelling in it at all. So if somebody who's never held an airbrush, because she don't touch my stuff, can turn around and straight away prefer that for holding, I think that says a lot about it. Anyway, I hope this video's helped you, especially if you're thinking about getting one of these airbrushes, so that it'll help you decide whether you want one or not, or to give one a try. I think it's a cracking idea to at least give stuff a try. But if it's helped you a lot, this video, subscribe to us. I'd be really grateful, and really grateful if you can just give me a thumbs up. Thumbs up it helps a lot the channel. It lets YouTube know what's happening. But more I've not stated it yet, but we've broke the 5,000 subscriber barrier. Absolutely chuffed. Thanks a lot, everybody. Really chuffed that we've broke 5,000. So thanks for watching. I hope to see you around later. I will have some more build videos up then with a bit of luck. Catch you later.